What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautifully windy day here in Dallas, and we have had a super productive week with the Turo fleet. So we do have a verdict on what the fate of the Honda Accord is, but more on that in another video. We have another car that was damaged, but not in a too bad of way, and HP is making some pretty significant progress in our Mercedes repair.
So this is the really frustrating part about Mercedes, is that even though this repair is only really costing $10, it's extremely difficult, and I can see why Mercedes charges $1,100 and $1,900 to fix.
So what's the issue with the Mercedes, first and foremost?
Okay, so the issue is, on a normal car, you have a steering lock that prevents anybody, if they break into your car, from actually starting it. The Mercedes does this every single time electronically, so without you having to turn the steering wheel and lock it into position. That's why if you're in a Mercedes, you put the key in and it goes brrr. Well, ours stopped going brrr, and it broke. It won't turn on because it doesn't have that thing going brrr, and this is why.
Wait, what does it go?
Brrr. So this is a little motor that makes that burnt sound, and it sits right about here. And as you can tell, part of my mess, it's a little black here, and if we look on this really expensive chip that also breaks, it's also black there too. So hopefully this doesn't seal the fate of this Mercedes repair and turn it from a $10 repair into a $200 repair, but it's better than a $1,900 repair.
Show the old one versus the new one.
This is the broken one, and this is the new one.
That's crazy.
And it's $10 a piece. Yeah, so I guess we'll find out when I put it back together. If it goes brrr, then I fix it, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna go, oh.
Wait, one more time? What is this supposed to sound like?
Brrr.
But today we're not here to talk about the Honda, the Mercedes, or the car that was just recently damaged again. We're here to talk about a new addition to the fleet that we're actually gonna go pick up now.
Now, as some of y'all know, Aubrey Janik has a very sick Yaris fetish, and today we're going to potentially be feeding that by going to go look at another Yaris to add to our fleet.
This is an interesting one too, because we're going to the same place that we went to whenever we bought our white 2012 Yaris sedan. This is a blue hatch Yaris, 2-door, 116,000 miles, and he said that he would take $5,500. So I'm super pumped for this one.
I'm kind of excited too. It's blue, not Bayou blue like the two Yarises we've had previously.
It's blue, navy blue, sky blue.
It's a different blue than we've ever had.
It's a new blue. So funny enough, despite the fact that we've purchased dozens of cars over the years, we've never purchased two different cars from the same Facebook seller.
And every time we buy a car from them, we say, if you have a car just like this, let us know.
And they never let us know. But today, I just happened to stumble upon this car. I found out that it was the same seller, but to be honest, I don't think that he remembered me, because I mentioned that we had bought from a car from him in the past, and he didn't even acknowledge it.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he does either, but it's okay. I'm not offended.
I'm offended.
Beginning to look familiar. Look, they even have their own Apple store.
Didn't you already make that joke?
No, I don't think so. I think it's an original joke.
Pretty sure you made that joke.
Nope. Look, Kennedale even has their own Apple store. Of all of the places HP and I've been over the last couple of years, this is also probably one of the ones that have stuck out in my memory most, because of the fact there is just such chaos as far as the eye can see. I mean, truly, like, there's not...
And it's
like,
busy.
have you seen something more chaotic than this? Not only is there cars everywhere.
Why does that guy have so many chairs?
Like, yeah, why does he have so many chairs? He has a truck full of chairs.
Where's he going with those chairs of cheer?
And to your comment, there's people moving around everywhere.
Every place is busy. Every place has...
It's not like it's a car lot of just abandoned cars. Like, everybody's actively working on a business. There's cars wrecked. It just truly is chaotic. But I appreciate it. Something about it feels whole. Feels like just a bunch of hustlers making money, and I can appreciate that. I guess you probably need to pull out because I can't fit. smells fresh and clean. So initial thoughts on the car is, number one, they obviously sprayed the crap out of this car with some sort of cleaner, because we've been in the car for about 30 seconds and I'm already beginning to have a headache. But I mean, I'd rather it smell like cleaner than smell like smoke or vomit or some of the other things we've smelt over the years.
God.
What are your thoughts initially, HP?
I'm already kind of noticing a few things wrong with it. Just turning on the thing, the transmission kind of skipped a bit, and the steering wheel feels like the wheels are out of balance. Tire pressure light's on. It has aftermarket wheels, so obviously if I had to suspect anything, they didn't put the TPMS sensors in, or they did and they're broken. So that's a couple things to look at. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a no yet, but we'll have to see once we come up here and do our check. It's got power. Seems fine there. I'll check the seems like I'll check the fluid when we come to a stop and see what else is going on, see if I can tell anything from there. But I don't know, it just seems a little rough, but it's kind of to be expected when you're looking at these cars.
Another minor issue is this like sticky residue slash burnt stuff that's here. I don't really know what the issue is, but this plasticky piece here would need to be replaced because it does obstruct the view of the odometer. Not a huge issue, but a pain for sure. Now, cosmetically, this car is like pretty immaculate. You really can't get much better. The wheels are like, I can't decide if I love them or I hate them. I personally think that wheels like this look a little goofy on a Toyota Yaris, because it's like, what are you trying to do?
It's mad luxurious.
What are you trying to do with the Yaris? But paint-wise, this car is great.
Well, that's probably because it's been repainted almost every corner.
Has it really?
Yeah. So you can kind of see it's a lot of orange peel right here, and that's just bad, you know, prep work on the primer. I mean, it's probably not a bad thing. I guarantee there's a lot more scratches and stuff, but this paint is way too fresh, and you can see it shouldn't be textured like that so much.
Interesting, okay.
Also, you see right here, see how there's some previous scratches? Looks like they have a blend line right here they tried. And then if you look up here on top, you can see on the antenna, they just taped it off poorly, so there's paint on the antenna. Coming over to the side, we know on the Carfax it had been damaged on the door, and it looks like they did a little bit of paint work here on the bottom and the center right here, which is good. It was just damage reported. It wasn't even an accident, so it could have just been them scraping something on the side. But they cheaped out and they didn't even paint up to here, so there's just a bunch of flake coming off on the paint.
Yeah, this part right here isn't great, but the rest of the car, I don't even care that it's been repainted. It looks extremely good.
It actually does look really good. Let's look underneath here. So upon further research, it looks like there's like little water and crevices, so they obviously just brushed it off with water, which is good. I mean, I appreciate them cleaning it off at least, but good, not great. Fluid. It's way over full on fluid. It shouldn't be that high, which means they topped this off severely, or somebody did. I don't know if they're trying to hide something. Oil looks fresh, too fresh, like brand new fresh, which is good. Again, I don't think he did it. I think the previous owner did it. Looking at the Carfax, they actually did some pretty significant maintenance. They had the rear brakes done kind of semi-recently.
Well, and there's a window sticker for the oil saying it's doing 3,000 miles.
Exactly, so I think if my theory is right, they had gotten in a fender bender or messed up the side, they traded it in. This car wasn't bought at a dealership. They sent it to auction, which our boy Johnson picked it up, so he's painted it and trying to flip it.
One amazing feature that this car has that none of our Yaris's in the history of our Turo fleet have had is this armrest right here. We've never had a Yaris with an armrest. What are you doing?
Look what I found. It's a cord. It's not just any cord. It's actually, this is what they do at auctions. Whenever they do, like they wrap it on the steering column and then they'll put the keys on there, so you really can't lose the keys. But it looks like the guy just was like, I'm gonna clip it and tuck it back in there, so that's kind of funny. Okie doke. Well, I didn't bring my scanner, but there's an Advanced Auto down the street, so we took it here, and I can tell that the car has had codes cleared, in the past 5 miles and total time of 2 hours and 54 minutes of run time. Now, that could just be the new battery that's in the engine bay, or that could also be the fact that they might be trying to hide something that this car has. Now, with it not exactly showing up now, no pending codes, that's a good sign, because that means that whatever is happening, it's not happening in the past 2 hours of 5 miles, which can't be too bad. But in my experience with Yaris's and like our Toyota Scion, it could be an evap module or an evap sensor going bad on this car that just needs to be cleared to pass state or whatever. So not exactly sure. I don't think it was emissions ready, so I'm not sure if it would pass state, but the car seems to be driving fine, and there's no transmission codes, which is good. But also it's only 5 miles worth of monitoring, so not really sure.
Well, if there is an issue and we decide to buy the car, we'll figure it out on our way home, because we live about 40 miles from here, or we should figure it out.
Yeah.
But now begs the question of, what is your vote? Do we buy it or do we not buy it?
Oh, I need a couple more miles and I'll give you my answer.
Okay.
A few minutes later.
So HP, it has been a couple of miles. You have to make a decision. We're approaching the dealership.
All right, my decision, we're buying it. We're buying the car.
Boom. Third Yaris into the fleet. I love Yaris's. I love these hatches. I was hoping that HP would be on board with this one. It is funny though, because I feel like you've been a bit more hesitant with this purchase, and I've been a little bit more excited. And with the Kia Forte, was it a Forte? Which Kia did we buy?
Rio.
Rio. I was hesitant and you were excited, so I feel good about this one.
I do too. Ooh. Ooh. Girl, is that an electric blue Ferrari?
It is mint.
The wheels don't actually look half bad whenever you're looking at them driving.
I think they're goofy.
They're
I just
goofy?
think that it's like, I think that they look good, but I guess it's the entire mindset of who puts wheels like that on a Yaris.
As someone once said to my old friend Joe Dirt, don't try to church it up, Dirt. I feel like these accent the car very nicely. Versus like the old standard Steelies or broken hubcaps going along.
I like Steelies.
I know. I don't know why you like Steelies so much.
I think they look cool.
We have a blue Honda Fit, you may have seen it in our previous videos, and it has Steelies. And
It actually sort of looks like this at like quick glance.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. But that Honda Fit, I was ready to put on hubcaps, and Aubrey's first initial reaction was, no, we're keeping them like that. I'm like, are you kidding? So here she is in all her glory. Ugh. Not bad looking. And it's so funny, that guy had one too.
He had one?
No, that he had one in general.
Had one with
yeah.
him. Yeah, I thought you meant like he personally drove it. Drove perfectly, no issues at all, no problems, nothing. Perfect.
Awesome.
But with it being said, you guys, this is officially our 14th car in the...
That's assuming that this car hasn't been totaled. We have some more info on that, but we'll find out in the next video the fate of this car. But as
That
of
is
now,
true. It's currently still pending.
It's still
pending. So we're not intentionally giving you a cliffhanger. We don't even know ourselves, and we'll find out on Sunday or Saturday.
Still part of our fleet.
Yeah, still part of it as of right now, which means this is officially our 14th car for the time being. Fingers crossed that it stays that way, but I am super pumped with this car and the roughly 45 minute to an hour drive I just had with it. It drove perfectly, had no issues, and the AC was uncomfortably cold, which will be perfect because it's about to get boiling hot here in Texas in a couple of months.
That Texas heat. Guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next episode.